fellow mathematicians, we're going to take a look at a really good problem. There's going to be tons of places to make common errors. So we're going to take our time to make sure you can get through them. Now, the common errors are going to come for this problem from the subtraction sign. That's always a source for errors. So we're going to use a set of parentheses for that term. And the other source for errors, when we apply the product rule, the derivatives of sine and cosine, one of them gives you another negative. So here, all of the common errors are due to sign errors. So we're going to go through this at a really good, slow pace. We're not going to rush through this. We want to make sure that you fully understand this. All right, so let's take our time with this and first analyze the problem. Where would the product rule come in? To differentiating x times cosine of x. Now, when we apply the product rule, you get two terms. That minus is going to distribute after that. So let's write our function down. And we're going to be thinking of that term as having a set of parentheses around it. Now, it doesn't matter here in the function to write the set of parentheses, but that's going to be a helpful reminder to carry those parentheses down when you write down the formula for the derivative, y prime. Now, the first term here, that's going to be easy to differentiate. We have a constant multiple 2 times sine of x, and we know the derivative of sine of x, that's cosine of x. So let's write the first part down. The first term here, that's going to differentiate to 2 times cosine of x. We have our minus, and we're going to carry those parentheses or brackets down. And inside, that's where we apply the product rule. So again, we'll take our time and then go through divide and conquer off to the side. So here it's already written simply as a product. So we'll say our f is x, and the other factor, g, is cosine of x. All right, take your time to calculate the derivatives. F prime, the derivative of x, is 1. And the derivative of g, derivative of cosine of x, that's going to be negative sine of x. And now we can put our pieces together. We're going to put them together inside these parentheses or brackets, since you're probably getting comfortable now applying the product rule. So again, we're going to take our time. We have f prime times g, so 1 times cosine of x, and then plus f, which is x, times the derivative g prime, which is negative sine of x. And I'm still going to include that in a set of parentheses. Always better, in my opinion, include parentheses and a little bit more work rather than rush through it, skip steps, and maybe make some sign errors in there. So let's slowly simplify this. We're going to keep the 2 cosine of x term. We're going to keep the minus. We're going to keep the parentheses or brackets, whatever you want to use. And we're just going to rewrite each of those terms. We don't need the multiplication by 1. We can just write that as cosine of x. And here we can take that negative and change the sign and write that last part as minus x times sine of x. And now we've set ourselves up very well to distribute that minus through the parentheses. Now if we do that, we still have our 2 cosine of x term. And that minus will distribute and change all the signs inside those parentheses or brackets. So we're going to get minus cosine of x, but now plus x times sine of x. And we have some like terms that we can combine. The cosine terms, we'll just combine 2 cosine of x. 2 minus 1 gives a coefficient of 1 in front there. And we have our other part, x times sine of x. And that is our derivative, y prime. Now, again, this was not a complicated problem. A little bit of trig derivatives now combined with the product rule, but this is a really good problem to make sure you can anticipate where errors might occur, basically the subtraction sign, and now your derivatives of sine and cosine, you're going to get some extra negatives in there. So just be careful, and you'll be able to get through this problem like we did by taking your time and organizing your work with divide and conquer. Hope you enjoyed the problem. If you're learning a lot, support the channel, like and subscribe.